Namaste friends, this is Mangesh Kadam here, Chartered Accountant by profession. Today I am here with all of you to discuss provisions of new tax regime introduced recently in the finance budget. But before that, let me share some of my thoughts on the current situation which all of us are very well aware of. Presently, whole world is facing existential crisis due to COVID-19, which doesn't differentiate between human beings on the basis of caste, creed, religion, or status. This reminds me concept of oneness given in our Vedic scriptures, which highlights consciousness behind all of us is one and the same, that is supreme reality. All of us are directly connected with each other, and that is very much proved in the current corona world. What I strongly believe, in this pandemic also, there is opportunity in adversity which makes us more stronger and mightier. On this note, now we'll proceed for today's presentation. In our past communication, various information amendments pertaining to direct tax, indirect tax laws are regularly shared. And sharing of knowledge not only increases but enriches all of us through its magic. We will today discuss very important topic pertaining to recent amendment on the new tax regime. ये न्यू टैक्स रेजिम के बारे में हमारे मन में बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं. What are those questions? What is the difference between new tax regime and old tax regime? ये कौन से ईयर से, फाइनेंशियल ईयर से टैक्स रेजिम एप्लीकेबल होने वाला है? ये टैक्स रेजिम सारे असेसीज को एप्लीकेबल है या स्पेसिफिक कैटेगरी ऑफ असेसीज को एप्लीकेबल है? टैक्स स्लैब रेट्स क्या है न्यू टैक्स रेजिम में? व्हाट आर द डिडक्शन एंड एग्जम्पशंस आर विड्रॉन इन न्यू टैक्स रेजिम? ये टैक्स रेजिम, न्यू टैक्स रेजिम मेरे लिए बेनिफिशियल है कि नहीं है? टाइम पीरियड क्या रहेगा एक्सरसाइज करने के लिए? वेदर दिस ऑप्शन टू बी एक्सरसाइज्ड एवरी ईयर, वेदर एम्प्लॉयर इज allowed to deduct TDS at old tax regime, as per the old tax regime or new tax regime. Now, objective of today's presentation is to summarize the information in simplified and easy form that will understand and give insights into the provisions of new tax regime. On this note, we will proceed further. Our Honorable Finance Minister, in her second budget speech, has introduced a new section 115 BAC, which gives some of the assessees option of choosing new tax regime. As you are aware, many of the countries are not having the pattern of giving exemptions, but they directly levy a direct tax at some rate, 20%, 25%. On the same basis, the intention of the government is to do away with these exemptions over a period of time and simplify the tax laws. On this background, now we will proceed for today's presentation, which is divided into 6 parts. Now we will quickly run through the contents of presentation. First is introduction. दूसरा है अंडरस्टैंडिंग द चेंज इन द रेजिम. तीसरा है एग्जम्पशंस, डिडक्शंस जो नए रेजिम में मुझे फर्गो करने पड़ेंगे. चौथा है व्हाट इज द कंपैरिजन बिटवीन द टू टैक्स रेजिम्स. पांचवा है जो टीडीएस एम्प्लॉय डिडक्ट करेगा वो कौन से रेट से करेगा. एंड फाइनल वन इज अवर कंक्लूडिंग रिमार्क्स. government's objective behind bringing this new tax regime is to simplify the tax laws and do away exemptions and deductions in phased manner. But problem is हमें अभी आदत सी हो गई है सभी को that I will invest so much of money in PF LIC, I will take loan, claim interest on housing property, and now there is a sudden change. Here we have to choose between two tax regimes, old tax regime and new tax regime, which is introduced by provisions of section 115 BAC. Now we have to understand these things. The only thing that is permanent in life is a change. So faster we adapt this change and we choose the option of new tax regime or old tax regime, we will be at peace with ourselves. Now, what are the changes and tax benefits introducing new tax regime that we'll see in our next slides. As discussed earlier, newly introduced section 115 BAC deals with new tax regime. This section was introduced in Union Budget 2020 और ये applicable individual और HUF को है and its applicability starts from assessment year 2021-22. इसके key features क्या है? That income tax slab rates are significantly reduced, but that comes with the cost of foregoing certain exemptions and deductions which are currently available in the old or present tax regime. Now with this, we will proceed in this pictorial slide. Individual assessee covers all the assessees, resident, non-resident, senior citizens, super senior, below 60 age residents, everyone, and HUF. What are the points, broad points? One is pay tax at reduced rates, that we will discuss. What are the tax rates? We'll cover in next slides. Exemptions and deductions. What are the exemptions and deductions I have to forego? That is a very key point for the comparison of beneficial tax regime for individual assessee. Third one is set off of house property, which is a big withdrawal because every other assessee must have taken some housing loan either for need for housing or for tax planning purpose. Now, whatever the deduction of 2 lakh rupees which we are presently getting, that we have to forego if we opt for new tax regime. Now, there are certain deductions available in the business group, income from business, that is set off of losses, unabsorbed depreciation and all that stuff, which will not be covering. We will be restricting our discussion, today's presentation, to the salary part. Now we will see what are the comparative slab rates under old tax regime and new tax regime. Now if you see up to 5 lakh, the percentage of tax is same, but from 5 lakhs to 7 lakh 50,000 in new tax regime it is 10% vis-a-vis 20% in old tax regime. Similarly, for 7 lakh 50,000 to 10 lakhs, earlier it was 20%, in new tax regime it is 15%. From 10 lakhs to 12.5 lakhs, earlier it was 30, now it is 20%, that is in new tax regime, if we opt for new tax regime. From 12 lakh 50,000 to 15 lakhs, earlier it was 30% rate, in new tax regime it is 25% rate. Now can we take a call on the basis of these comparative slab rates? Yeah, big no. Because we have to also consider what are the exemptions, deductions we have to forego in the new tax regime, and on the basis of which we can take a decision whether we have to remain in old regime or opt to new regime. But before that, we'll see when we have to choose option and how to exercise the option. Or salaries assessing. Okay. Now we will move on to the technical part, that when the option of choosing new tax regime or old tax regime can be exercised. Now they have made two categories. One category of assessees having a salary income, that is other than business income, and another category is earning business income. In case of salaried assessees or other than business income assessees, option can be exercised every financial year. For example, in financial year 2021, if you opt for old tax regime, subsequent year 21-22 you can go for new tax regime if it is beneficial to you. Again 22-23, if you feel that I feel that I should go for old tax regime, so you can do that. So every year there is a choice. As far as assessees having business income, once you exercise the option in a particular year, the said option can be withdrawn only once, after which the assessee shall never be eligible to exercise the option. Meaning thereby, in financial year 2021, suppose I am having a business income, I opt for new tax regime. Then financial year 22-23, I have the option to come back to the old tax regime, but subsequently I don't have option to switch over. Now, when this option to be exercised, that is another technical question, that is on or before filing of return, income tax return. So that is generally in salaried assessees it is 31st July. So on or before that. Okay. So we will move on to the next one. As we have seen the option parameters in previous slide, we will quickly run through the conditions. One has to keep in mind that option cannot be exercised if assessee has not filed his income tax return before specified due date under section 139(1) for the relevant assessment year. That means on or before 31st July for salaried people. In case of assessees having business income, this condition will not be applicable if he has already exercised the option in the earlier assessment. Now we will discuss very important part of this presentation, that is exemptions and deductions one has to forgo in new tax regime. We will start with salary related deductions not continued in new tax regime. In this spinning wheel, majority of salary deductions not available in new tax regimes are covered. This spinning wheel reminds me of a Chakravyuha formed by Dronacharya in Epic of Mahabharata. The beauty of Chakravyuha is that it is never visible from the ground, but anyone from the above can easily decipher its movement or understand it in a better way. Applying the same analogy, government having bird's eye view understood the Chakravyuha of various exemptions and deductions and its further claims and disallowances. Hence, they have introduced new tax regime so that ये assessee के रूप में जो मॉडर्न अभिमन्यु है ना, वो इस एग्जम्पशन और डिडक्शन की चक्रव्यूह से दूर ही रहे. Now, over a period of time, it is for sure government is going to phase out the exemptions and deductions. Now we will see the specific exemptions available, deductions available at present under the salary head. First one is leave traveler concession. Now, if you see, most of the employees most of the employers, they are having their CTC. In their CTC, all these factors or all these components are generally covered. That is leave travel concession, house rent allowance, washing allowance, children education allowance, transport allowance, uniform allowance, so on and so forth. Now, this leave travel concession, which otherwise in the block of 4 years everyone is aware of, otherwise that is available if you spend that money and you produce those bills to your employer, then that is available. But that will not be carried forward or that will not be available in new tax regime. Similarly, हम लोग HRA को देखते हैं, house rent allowance. Now, most of the employees do take some house or home on rent. So, whatever rent paid towards rental of housing, under section 1013A, there is a deduction available, provided there is a component of HRA in your CTC. Hence, most of the employers is to keep some component in their CTC on account of HRA. Now, this particular house rent allowance under section 13A deduction or exemption will not be, that is not a deduction, it is an exemption that will not be available in the new tax regime. Recently, the standard deduction for salaried employees was increased from 40,000 to 50,000. For financial year 1920, the standard deduction was 50,000. Now, if you switch over to new tax regime, again you will not be entitled to claim this standard deduction. Similarly, under section 1014, read with rule 2BB, there are various allowances given. Children education allowance, hostel allowance, transport allowance, uniform allowance. Okay, there is a host of list. So that is also not available. For MP and MLA, we are not covering that because that is specifically for MP and MLA. So these are the salary related deductions. We will move further. As we are aware that salaried employees are also having some income from house property or income from other sources. Now, as a matter of tax planning or for a need based, every assessee invests in a house property, takes some loan, declare that house property as a self-occupied property. And they used to claim some interest which is maximum to the tune of rupees 2 lakh. Now, this particular deduction of rupees 2 lakhs won't be available in the new tax rate. In case of let out property, हम लोग क्या करते थे? मैंने प्रॉपर्टी लेट आउट किया है, उसके ऊपर 2 लाख का रेंट मिला है मुझे. After 30% standard deduction, I used to deduct interest paid for borrowing that let out property. Now, that interest paid for borrowing that let out property is available to the extent of my rent from that property. Loss against the let out property is not allowed to be set off against my salary income. That is to be kept in mind in the new tax rate. Now we'll come to the income from other sources. हमें फैमिली पेंशन के अगेंस्ट सर्टेन डिडक्शन मिलते थे सेक्शन 57(2)A में. ना वो भी हमें नहीं मिलेंगे न्यू टैक्स रेजिम में. अगर मेरा माइनर का, इफ यू आर अ पर्सन हैविंग अ चिल्ड्रन हु इज अ माइनर, उसका इनकम जो क्लब होता था उसके लिए सर्टेन डिडक्शन था सेक्शन 1032 में, वो भी हमें नहीं मिलेगा. नाउ we'll come to chapter 6A deduction. Now chapter 6A deduction, there are various deductions available. That is LIC, PPF, education fees paid towards children, medical premium, ATG, under section rent paid under section 80GG, interest income under section 80TTA to the tune of rupees 10,000, 80TTB शायद सीनियर सिटीजन के लिए है तो उनके लिए 50,000. ये सारे जो डिडक्शन है वो हमें न्यू टैक्स रेजिम में मिलने वाले नहीं है. नाउ इफ आई हैव जस्ट मेंशन सम बिजनेस रिलेटेड डिडक्शंस, that is additional depreciation and deduction on expenditure on scientific research, that won't be available. But having said that, these are when we are taking the decision, any decision pertaining to new tax or old tax regime needs to be taken holistically, considering all the deductions and exemptions we have to forgo in new regime. Now for better understanding, we have tabulated this deduction under income from house property and set off in the comparative format, that is whether it is available in new tax regime or old tax regime. If we see the deductions eligibility in respect of self-occupied property, that is point number 1A, in new tax regime it is not available, 2 lakhs is 2 lakhs deduction is not available. Old tax regime it was available. In respect of let out property, as briefed in earlier, this particular interest on let out property is available to the extent of rent income, that is available in new tax regime, that was available in old tax regime. Now set off of carry forward losses, point number 2, if it is a self-occupied property, set off in current year not available, carried forward and set off in 8 subsequent years not available, but in old tax regime it was available both ways. Now current year loss relating to let out property, similarly in the old tax regime it was available, set off in current year. In new tax regime it is not available, set off in current year, and carried forward it was available in the old tax regime as well as new tax regime. We'll move further. Similarly, carry forward and set off of business loss in new tax regime and old tax regime, carry forward and set off of unabsorbed depreciation in new regime and old regime is also tabulated for information purpose. Having understood the basic nitty-gritties and provisions of new tax regime, now we will move on for understanding which tax regime is beneficial for each one of us. But before starting that exercise, we have to see what are the factors which impacts this decision. First one is financial priority. Now what do you mean by financial priority? What government has done? Earlier, we'll take an example. Earlier, a person used to invest rupees 1,50,000 in PPF. Now what government has said? That you will not get this deduction under chapter 6A, but you will be charged at reduced rates. Assume the differential tax is say 7,500 rupees. That means in new tax regime, if I don't invest in PPF or LIC, my differential tax is 7,500. Now, which option should I opt for? Ideally, it may look like that new tax regime is not beneficial to me. But suppose if this 1,50,000 in PPF which I used to invest, if I don't invest, then cash flow available to me, net cash flow is 1,42,500. And if I can invest this money, or if I require this money for any other purpose which is more urgent and important, maybe children's education, maybe medical priority, maybe daughter's wedding, then in that case, for that particular individual assessee, the more beneficial tax regime is a old tax regime. So these particular decisions cannot be taken in isolation, or it cannot be taken for one decision cannot be applied for everyone. So this is the meaning of financial priority. One has to decide what is my priority, what is my need. Okay. Second one is committed investment. What do you mean by committed investment? That many of us have taken a life insurance policy of 20 years. Every year I am paying a premium of 1 lakh. Now this is a committed investment. Can I withdraw that LIC policy now? No. That means whether I get the deduction or not, I have to pay my premium. Forget about the tax part. But insurance as such, not from a tax planning part of it, it is necessary for covering the family's interests in case of any mishap in future. Similarly, housing loan. अभी हम लोग जब घर लेते हैं, on that 2 lakh interest is available under the house property under section 24. Similarly, under section 80C, 1,50,000 is also available. So, can I prepay my housing loan just because new tax regime has come? No. Then, in that scenario, this committed investment we have to take into account. Similarly, third one is certain investments. It is not that out of any gut feeling we are doing that investment, but that is like medical premium. In case of medical urgency, medical premium is necessary. So under section 80D, whether that deduction is available to me or not, I will continue my medical premium. Now donations. Donations is a philanthropic activity. If I am donating to a certain school in which I have studied, who has contributed to my personality, who is a backbone and foundation of me, then government gives me deduction or not, I will keep on contributing to that school. So these are some factors which we have to take into account. Now fourth one is year-wise exercise of options. As we have discussed earlier, every year salaried employees has that option that they can go for that particular option. Say in 2021, I opt for new regime, 21-22 old, 22-23 new. So when we take this option or when we exercise these options, suppose this year I have not invested in property. Now times to come, real estate, it is said that is anticipated real estate prices are going to fall. I may decide to invest in property somewhere in 21-22. Then in that case, in that year, I will claim 2 lakhs exemption plus 1,50,000 in 80C. Similarly, suppose securing the family through insurance cover, that cannot be dependent on what tax deductions and tax concessions I am getting. ये सारी बातें, this is really out of the purview. This should be taken into holistically into consideration. अगर मुझे मेडिक्लेम कवरेज बनाना है तो क्या करूंगा मैं? Now many a times, suppose I am right now in Mumbai, but tomorrow I am transferred to Chennai, and Chennai I take some house on rent, and I am having suppose my house rent allowance. Then I may decide to claim that exemption in 21-22 or 22-23 whenever I am transferred to other place. Similarly, leave travel allowance also, which we have discussed. Now that is the reason. Apparently it looks very easy. It's not difficult, I agree that. But having said that, we need to be vigilant. Every year we have to sit down somewhere in the month of April and chart out that what are my future plans. If my future plan in April 2021 is to go for investment in house property somewhere in June 21, then I have to convey my employer that I will prefer to switch on to old regime if I have opted for new tax regime in 2021. So all these factors and the whole decision of tax cannot be taken in isolation. These are all interconnected. As we have said, that analogy of oneness, it is also applied here. This is oneness. Your tax, your investment, your insurance, your medical premium, your children's education, everything is interconnected. So we have to take all these things into mind before taking any decision. Now we will see how in the tabular format which of the tax regime is beneficial to us, which is primarily dependent on the investment and deductions available to each assessee. Let us understand this with the examples. This is not again rocket science, but assume that first year my income is 6,80,000, my investment is 75,000. 75,000, that is deductible investment. It may be in ATC, it may be ATD. Tax as per new tax regime comes to 30,500. Tax as per old tax regime comes to 33,500. Now obviously I will whether to go for new tax regime, because in new tax regime tax is less. It is totally a commercial decision. We have mentioned tick over there. That means we will go for new tax regime. Now next if you see that my income is 8,10,000, investment is 1,50,000. What is new tax regime tax? Tax as per new tax regime 46,500. Old tax regime 44,500. In old tax regime tax is less. That is the reason I will not go for new tax regime. Now next is 12,30,000 income. Investment is 2,50,000. Tax as per new tax regime 1,21,000. Tax as per old regime is 1,08,500. I will not go for new tax regime. Why? Because my tax as per old tax regime is less. Similarly, in the next is 13,25,000. Investment is 2 lakh. Tax as per new regime 1,43,000. Tax as per old regime 1,50,000. On the commercial, going by the figures, I will opt for new tax regime because it is less. Now this is last one is it's a break even where my income is 18,70,000. It's a rare circumstance, but we have taken it as a hypothetical example. Investment 2,50,000, tax new regime 2,98,500, and old regime 2,98,500. Now again, if you analyze this table and the fifth column whether to go for new tax regime, it looks like that we can go for new tax regime or not. That is totally dependent on the tax as per new regime and tax as per old regime. But mind you, we have to consider our cash flow also, as we have discussed in the previous video. Now, after introduction of these provisions of section 115 BAC, the moot question was how the employer will deduct tax at source from employees' payment of salary. As per the provisions of the Act, every employer has to deduct TDS from the salary income if it exceeds the basic exemption limit. But how? As per old tax regime or new tax regime? But fortunately, CBDT has clarified with the circular, which states that employee needs to communicate the option to employer at the beginning of the year, and employer will deduct TDS considering the option exercised by the employee. In case किसी एम्प्लॉय ने एम्प्लॉयर को इंटीमेट नहीं किया, then in that case employer will make deduction TDS deduction without considering the provisions of section 115 BAC. That means employee ने कुछ भी लिख के नहीं दिया, then in that case employer will deduct tax as per old tax regime. Now on this note we will move on with our concluding remarks on this particular presentation. Prima facie, exercising an option seems to be very simple, but after going through all the nitty-gritties which we have discussed, option needs to be carefully analyzed, assessed, and reviewed year-on-year basis, considering the change in investment pattern and financial priorities of every individual. If you could identify what are the investments you are going to make in coming years, then it will be easier for you to decide at the start of the year which regime is beneficial to yourself. And once you decide that, you may intimate that decision to your employer. Every year, all the assessees has to make some choice between old and new regime. This reminds me with a very witty story of Birbal. One day, Akbar asked Birbal what would he choose between a gold coin and justice. Birbal ने कहा, जहापना, I will certainly choose gold coin. Akbar was surprised. There was silence in the court and everyone was surprised by Birbal's reply. Akbar, with utter disappointment, he asked Birbal, I did not expect that reply. Justice is more important than a meager gold coin. Birbal was very clever. He replied immediately, I am sorry, Your Majesty. One must ask for what he doesn't have. Your rule has already ensured that there is justice everywhere. However, I am running short of money. Therefore I chose the gold coin. मेरे पास पैसे नहीं थे, इसलिए मैंने गोल्ड कॉइन चूज किया. बिरबल के इस जवाब से अकबर बहुत खुश हुए and he rewarded him with gold coin. Analogy of this story in today's topic is that every year we have to make choice between old and new regime. And unlike Birbal's choice of a regime may be different in every year for all the assessees. On this note, I conclude my today's presentation. Thank you very much. Now we will complete our today's presentation with Shanti Mantra.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.